Hey guys, Martin here. It's Friday afternoon and I've literally just plonked myself on the couch. Just finished writing a few things in my diary for next week. And as I was doing that, I wrote in there, make another value video. And I was thinking about the kind of content that I could go through to help you guys grow your business and get some leads. And I thought, this whole time I've been making videos telling you guys how to get some free advertising and grow leads and get out there. But I've never actually explained to you guys how important it is to follow up these leads. And it's one of those things that probably as a business owner, you know the importance of it, but we do something here at Local Web Solutions that not too many business owners do. And we actually designate, what that is that we actually designate an entire half day to just following up leads. And it's called Follow Up Friday. And I want to encourage you to do this in your business because, you see, following up leads is probably the most crucial element of making the sale. I'm going to throw some statistics at you right now off the top of my head, so don't quote me on these, but it's something like 20 years ago, it would have taken someone 3 to 5 engagements with your product or service to make a purchase decision or to decide to actually make a purchase. Nowadays, it takes something like 10 to 15 times for somebody to actually decide to make a purchase. Now think about that for a second. If you're running things like Facebook ads, if you're running things like email marketing, if you're running things like traditional marketing, getting flyers out there, you're actually only hitting them a couple of times, right? Like maybe at best 5 or 6 times. So what you need to do is if these people inquire, is you need to understand that before they actually become a sale or a purchase, you might need to open up some dialogue with them quite a few times before they actually do. And this is especially true for coaches or services because unless the person is in desperate need of your service straight away, they've got options and time. So how do you bring your point across and follow these people up without annoying them and making them go the other way? Well, what you do is you have a designated day every single week, for example, Follow-Up Fridays, where you will make a conscious effort to contact everybody in your lead list that has not responded to any previous engagement. So for example, if somebody has asked for a quote, you've given them the quote, but they haven't kind of responded, you haven't kind of followed them up, that is the one day designated to doing that. Now let me tell you something else about days like Follow-Up Friday. We also use these days to just simply reach out and let ourselves be known to potential clients who have inquired with us. I'm going to give you an example of what happened today. Okay, so we have a CRM that we put all of our leads into. Now, I highly encourage you that if you don't have some kind of lead tracking or some kind of monitoring of your leads, I'd start that straight away. Open up a Google Sheet, open up a CRM. Every lead that you get, make sure you're putting the info in there and that you're putting in the minor details. If you're talking to someone and the reason they can't make a purchasing decision is because they might be moving house, for example, which is an example I'm about to tell you, then write that in there and say, okay, Fred is moving house. Don't contact him until next week when he's settled in. So we use that to our advantage. So I'm going to give you an example of a potential client of mine contacted us a few weeks back and asked for a quote on getting some digital marketing services done for his business. Now he's been in business for a long time. He just kind of wants to get up with the times. And I said, absolutely, mate. Let's have a meeting. And we caught up and we did all that kind of stuff. And I sent him through a proposal. And he said, I can't make a decision because I have literally just bought another house and I've got to move everything. My kids have moved out. So we're buying the house. We're getting everything done. And he said, I won't be any good to you till next week. So today, I called him and I said, g'day mate, it's Martin from Local Web Solutions. I just wanted to see how the move went. Now, think about this for a second. If somebody calls you from a company that has sent you a proposal, what do you think the customer is thinking when they get a phone call from you? They want to follow me up and see how my decision's going on that proposal. See, my intention was never to get a sale from him today. My goal was to get him into a meeting next week so I can follow him up. So I said, how'd the move go? And he explained to me that it was an absolute nightmare. And he said that he wasted a lot of money, he wasted a lot of time, and everything just turned rubbish on him because the removalists he used didn't do the right thing, and it was a nightmare for him. So I sympathized with him and said, look, That's crazy, mate. I said, I'm really sorry to hear that. I go, look, it's a Friday, Arvo. Let me leave you alone. But how about I give you a call next week? And he goes, oh, that's really kind of you, mate. He goes, what time suits you? And I said, well, let's book it in for Thursday, 12 o'clock. And off we went. Now, I guarantee you one thing. He thought that when I called him, I was going to ask him how the proposal decision went. I never once mentioned the proposal. But I guarantee you that this Thursday, I will have zero issue talking to him about price, about the proposal, and about potentially coming on as a client. Now, I know that this has been a really drawn out video to explain to you a really simple process, but the reason I want to explain it to you this way is because it's super duper important that when you follow up leads, you don't push for a sale. We grow up in the business world and in the world in general of people always throwing advertising in your face to push you to make a decision. Because in traditional sales, it's all about the psychology of saying yes and the psychology of avoiding a no. But the truth behind the matter, no matter what psychology you look at, people want to like you and people want to trust you before they give you their money. That's a really simple thing. The easiest way to ask someone for money is to ask them for it. But if you went to a stranger on the street and said, hey, do you want to give me $1,500 a month? They're going to go, who are you and what are you doing in my personal space? How long would it take? What relationship do you have to build with someone to ask them for money before you actually can do that? And that's what you need to do with your leads. You need to work out how many times you need to contact them, and you need to make that effort and contact them and say, hey, just thinking about you. How'd that thing go? Can we set up a time next week to chat? I guarantee you that if you implement something like follow-up Fridays or something along those lines, designate half a day, that's all you need, half a day to follow up those stubborn leads, those guys that haven't really made a good decision yet, on top of what you're already doing in your business, you will see an increase in lead generation and you will see growth in business, and you're going to have predictable growth in business. Because what's going to happen for you on Monday when your weekend's done, you've opened up your diary or you've looked at your scheduler and you've got appointment, because you did that all on Friday. One of the greatest hacks to having a successful business is follow up your leads on a regular basis. I hope that you get some value from this. This is Martin from Local Web Solutions. Take care.